to the latest edition of Cocktails from Home, where we show you guys how to make classic cocktails. I'm Jay Rose, and I'm here with Deirdre Shosha. Deirdre, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great, Jay.
Good, good. It seems spring is in the air, finally, and people start leaning towards a little fruitier drinks, and we have our own take on things. And I know a lot of times, because I'm out in the market a lot, talking to bars and talking to liquor stores, and people's taste, they start to think that maybe the bourbon isn't the thing to reach for in the spring and summer. Fall, winter, sure, but not spring and summer. That is false. And we're here to make a drink today that proves that you can have a beautiful bourbon cocktail when it's 80 degrees outside, which it almost is today. It's beautiful outside, finally. And this drink goes perfectly with the weather that we're having right now. So, Dee, what exactly is it that we are putting together here today?
So we are going to make a Blackberry Bourbon Smash. So a smash is a really fun, kind of simple cocktail. It's kind of like a hybrid between mojito and a mint julep. Really, it's super versatile and easy to make. The requirements are basically some citrus, some herbs. You can really pick your spirit of choice, and you can kind of change it up however you want. I know that I've recently just started my herb garden, so I feel like this is a really great way to transition into spring. And as you previously mentioned, I know that when I'm going into some restaurants and stuff at this time of year, they're kind of pulling off the brown spirits off their menu, and they're moving towards the gins and the tequilas, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. But bourbon can still be super versatile, and you can make fun springy and summer cocktails if you're a bourbon drinker and not feel like you have to move on to something else if you don't want to.
Right, because there are people that prefer that are brown spirits drinkers that drink it all year round, and we happen to be two of those people.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I get down with my tequila, but yes,
sure.
I do like bourbon year round, and this is a really great way to kind of transition into that. We're going to use our Town Branch Bourbon. So this is going to be a high corn mash bill, super caramelly, round, full bourbon. But we're going to kind of cut through that with a little bit of citrus and a little bit of herb. So I say, let's get started.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. We're going to grab a large shaker tin. What's fun about this too is if you're outside and you're like by the pool and you're like, I don't want all the stuff, you can build this right in your glass if you want to. But we're going to start it in our shaker tin. So we're going to grab our mint. I have some really great fresh mint here. Probably 5, 6, 7 sprigs of mint. I'm going to throw that in with about 5 or 6 blackberries. Taste your fruit before you make the drink with it. That way you can adjust the sugar level that you're going to add to it. So if your fruit is super ripe, you don't have to put as much sugar. If it's not as ripe, you'll add a little bit more sugar. So I'm going to use honey simple syrup. You can use regular simple syrup. You can use regular sugar if you want. But I'm going to use a honey simple. I always kind of go toward honey simple. I think it just makes a really nice cocktail. I'm going to use a 1/2 ounce of that. Then I'm going to use lemon juice. You can use lemon juice. You can use lime juice. I'm going to use 0.75 ounces of that. Fresh squeezed and strained. That's kind of the route I always go. I'm going to grab my muddler. And we're going to muddle. Then after that, we're going to grab some ice that we've crushed up a little bit. Again, it doesn't have to be like super perfect. You can just hammer out a little bit of ice if you want. And then obviously, and most importantly, we're going to top that off with 2 ounces of the Town Branch Bourbon.
Beautiful. Sorry, it smells crazy.
Right? Now at this point, we're going to shake it up just a little bit. We're just going to kind of combine everything together. Don't have to go crazy with the shake. If you're not shaking it, you can literally take a spoon and just agitate it a little bit. Like, it's such an easy, simple drink to make. You don't have to go nuts. Once that's accomplished, I like to grab, a larger rocks glass. I don't strain it. I like all that fruit and that herb in there. I'm definitely that person that once I'm done with the drink, grabs a spoon and eats all the boozy fruit out of it. But if you prefer, and that's too much of a mess for you, you can just strain it over fresh crushed ice. But I am just gonna pretty much tip this into my rocks glass and just top it off with some fresh crushed ice and garnish it with a little fresh mint sprig.
Look at that. Look at the color on that.
I mean, can you beat that? I don't think you can beat that.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I didn't strain, so all the fruit is right in there, right out on Front Street. Yeah, I think that's the perfect amount of sugar in this, actually, to go with the fruit. That what did we do? 7.75, 3/4 of an ounce?
I did 0.5 sugar.
Oh, half. Okay.
I did half.
Perfect.
But really, if you need to up it, you up it. If you need to lower it, you lower it, depending on the fruit that you use. I mean, blackberry still has a lot of acid to it. If you're using blackberries and you feel like that's not enough sugar, up your sugar. If you're using super ripe strawberries and you're like, that's too much sugar, you lower it. You know, it's really kind of, you can kind of play with the proportion of it. It's just fun, easy. You can build them in a solo cup by your pool, call it a day.
Yeah, definitely. That's the appeal to these, is the simplicity of it. And they're amazing, amazing. I like the crushed ice aspect to it also. I think that adds a lot. And,
it needs a little melt. I mean, this is 2 ounces of bourbon in a drink. So what the crushed ice does is that it lowers the surface area of the ice cube, which means that the ice melts faster. So that ice is necessary in the drink. People don't realize that sometimes about ice, how important the ice that you use is and what it does for the drink. The melt of the ice is a component of the actual cocktail.
Right. Man, that is something. Look at that. Man, it's beautiful, beautiful. Well, we can add this to our book. We gotta have a recipe book. Our cocktail from home recipe book. Go through and figure out what all the drinks are we've made. Definitely, if you make this at home, give us a shout in the comments. Let us know what you think. Dee, thanks for showing us how to make a smash. Beautiful.
Anytime.
Until next time, everybody, enjoy your drinks.